Hello guys, this is Tom in Nevada. Just doing this video for anybody who might need some help with a well water pressure switch, a tank pressure switch. I've never done this before in my life, but I do know minimal electrical work and electronics. And when I got up this morning, I originally turned on the water and there was nothing. I actually thought the water froze in the pipes. Usually I keep the water dripping in the wintertime to prevent freezing, and it's worked. And I said, well, maybe I didn't leave it dripping enough. So the first thing I did was wait until it got a little warmer. And usually after, it hits about 45 or 50 degrees, water comes out if it's been frozen. Well, that wasn't the case. Nothing at all. No gas coming out, no pressure, no nothing. So I said, well, there's got to be something with the well water, well pump, or something electrical. I was hoping it was the circuit breaker, but even so, this is just an easy fix for anybody with minimal electrical experience. So the first thing you want to do is come over. And what I did was I checked the circuit breaker right here. And, the way to check that, obviously, is to, if you can, trace the line. There's the two lines right there, the two blue lines going up to the circuit breaker. And I put in a voltmeter on these two terminals, and I had power here, of course. And then I traced these two wires. And this is a very shoddy workmanship. I don't know who did this, but I don't know. It couldn't have been anybody professional. There's no way this is a professional job, but it does serve the purpose. So what I did was, the electric's off, so I'm not worried about this. I touched these two wires here. Okay, it's still blue, it's just that they're coated, still blue. Okay, and when it was connected to the switch, let me show you the switch real quick. The switch was like this. Okay, so those two hot wires on the outside, the two pump lines, the two pump wires are on the inside. This is your 220 volt, 240, whatever you want to call it. And I had power here. Okay, I had power 240 here. So what I did was, okay, I checked that. Then I followed these two wires to the, I don't know what you call this box, but you could see the two wires coming out, and they go to these two connectors here, and there was nothing, no power at all. So that tells me that this is okay, and I was glad it wasn't the capacitor or any other electrical stuff here. So like I said, this is all new to me. I've never done this before, but it shows for itself. And after I install the switch, what I have to do is pressurize the tank. From what I've been seeing, this is a 40-60 pressure switch, so I have to pressurize the tank to 38 pounds of pressure. And I hope it's the small one on right there. If it's the middle one, I'm going to be in trouble. I think it's the small one. It's just like a tire, like a tire inflator. You could, use a tire. Oh boy, what do they call that? To inflate tires. Okay. So it's good if you have one of these to check out the. To definitely check out the electrical connections. If you don't know anything about electrical, I would not mess with this. Like I said, this all takes minimal electrical experience. If you can, if you know minimal stuff, you could definitely do this. It's not a big deal. Okay, and here's the new part. Got the same exact one, 4060, and it was about $23, $24, and very cheap repair. And hopefully you can do it yourself, because if you have somebody else do this, you're probably going to pay at least a couple $100 for somebody to come in and do this. For a $25 part. So you're going to be paying through the nose, I would imagine. So hopefully you can do this yourself. There's a lot of videos how to do this, and they will get you through the repair, no problem at all. Okay, so let me get this thing on, and then I'll be right back. I'm going to pause the video, and by the time the video comes back on, you'll see the new part. Okay, one thing also, when you're using Teflon tape, putty is just as good, plumber's putty, or the paste, but when you're using Teflon tape, stay away from the top. You do not want it on the top to clog up. Go at least one thread, maybe two threads below, and that is the way to properly Teflon tape a pipe. Okay, the new switch is on. It took me only 10 minutes, And like I said, it's when you, and you know, besides, I forgot to tell you guys, when you're taking this off, it's always good to use vice grips or a small pipe wrench, so the whole thing doesn't turn out. It's always good to use something just in case. You don't want this whole thing coming out. I mean, if it does, it's not going to hurt anything, but the best way is to have this top piece come off. Okay, so all the wires are connected. Like I said, the two 110 lines are on the outside, and the two pump wires are on the inside. And then, of course, there's your ground. Okay, so it's all connected, and what I got to do now is just connect this back and put this back, and then, of course, see what the air pressure is on the tank. So, I mean, of course, I don't have anything in there, so we'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm pressurizing the tank to 38 pounds. Like I said, this is a 40-60 switch, and from what I've seen and from what I've read, the tank has to be 2 pounds under what the switch is recommended. So if this is a 40 pounder, you go to 38 pounds, or at least close to it. I don't know how accurate this is going to be, but I have the old-fashioned air gauge, and that's to get it operating correctly, I guess. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this. I've never worked on a well before. I installed my air filter, which is common. Not the air filter, the water filter. A lot of ants, that's for sure. Okay, we're at 18 pounds, so we got a ways to go. I got a compressor on the other side of the house, a regular compressor. But by the time I get it all hooked up, this will do the trick. So that's basically it. I don't know what else to tell you. If you guys have any questions, please give me a call. You know, leave a text or something on YouTube or Facebook, whatever. And it's like I said, it's very, very straightforward. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll do another video after this to make sure everything is working okay.